Yeah,
Hydrogen's a waste of time.
but es gibt einen Wissenschaftsstreit.
It seems like right now all the major corporations are claiming they're developing a revolutionary hydrogen engine. But BMW isn't just talking about it. That's right, BMW launched their latest i5 hydrogen fuel cell powered SUV. While most associate EVs with battery-powered cars, BMW is optimistic about the potential of hydrogen electric drive technology, an emission-free alternative that doesn't require long charging times. Thus, we have BMW's new hydrogen engine. We'll go over its advantages over electric and gas cars and see whether hydrogen is finally ready to compete with batteries for the future of sustainable transportation. First, let's look at how BMW's new hydrogen engine works. Hydrogen vehicles have an electric motor and are therefore classified as e-cars. The common abbreviation is FCEV, which stands for Fuel Cell Electric Vehicle. Unlike battery-powered electric cars, or BEVs for short, hydrogen vehicles generate their own electricity. This means their power doesn't come from a built-in battery like those electric cars that need to be plugged in every night, just like your smartphone. Instead, hydrogen cars have their own efficient power plant on board that converts hydrogen in the fuel tank into electricity, known as the fuel cell. The hydrogen comes from one or more tanks in the vehicle, while the oxygen comes from the surrounding air. This reaction produces only electrical energy, heat, and water, which exits through the exhaust as water vapor with no emissions at all. The electricity generated in the fuel cell is routed in two ways, depending on the driving situation. It flows to the electric motor, which directly drives the vehicle, or it charges a battery, which serves as temporary storage until the energy is required for the drive. Now, this buffer battery is significantly smaller than the battery in an all-electric vehicle, so it's also lighter. It's also constantly charged by the fuel cell. Hydrogen vehicles, like other electric vehicles, can recover or recuperate braking energy. During this process, the electric motor converts the car's kinetic energy back into electrical energy and stores it in the buffer battery. BMW's new hydrogen-powered i5 is set to transform the electric driving experience. Think of it as the magic carpet ride you've been waiting for, but with wheels. Unlike battery-powered EVs, which take hours to charge, the i5 fills up with hydrogen in 3 to 4 minutes, just like gas. This means no more range anxiety or planning your trip around charger locations. Instead, you'll have full tanks and the freedom to drive over 300 miles before stopping. Oh, and refueling in a cold winter? Not a problem. The i5's range remains constant year-round, and with instant torque from the electric motor, you get the fun jolt of acceleration that BMW drivers are accustomed to. So now you might be wondering, how close are hydrogen cars to becoming a reality? Well, when it comes to environmentally friendly transportation, hydrogen fuel cell vehicles are pretty close to the green car utopia we've been dreaming of. I'm talking about smooth, silent operation like a traditional EV, but without the emissions. BMW's new hydrogen cars emit only water vapor from their tailpipes. No CO2, no pollutants, and nothing toxic. Just a friendly puff of steam, like your morning coffee. But what about the CO2 emissions that occur during the production of hydrogen? Well, it depends on where the hydrogen actually comes from. In the best-case scenario, it's produced using renewable energy sources, such as solar and wind power. This results in a hydrogen car having a nearly zero carbon footprint over its entire lifetime. Worst-case scenario, hydrogen production relies on fossil fuel energy, which has a higher carbon footprint. However, new technologies such as carbon capture can offset these emissions. Furthermore, as more renewables come online, hydrogen production is becoming cleaner. There are also concerns about efficiency, storage, and transportation compared to electric battery power, but hydrogen fuel can be produced on-site at fueling stations, reducing transportation emissions even further in the future. So while some challenges remain, hydrogen vehicles are bringing the futuristic vision of truly clean driving into reality. BMW clearly believes it's cracked the code to make this technology mainstream. Sure, electric vehicle manufacturers may be hating from their all-electric corner, but BMW hydrogen is gaining traction. Now, you might be thinking, isn't hydrogen gas explosive? You're just gonna strap those bombs to my car, right?
Are you stupid or something?
Well, I have good news for you worrywarts out there. It turns out that safely storing hydrogen fuel is fairly simple chemistry. BMW uses thick-walled tanks designed to withstand extreme pressure. They pass the crash test with flying colors, no leaks, booms, or problems. And hydrogen technology was not developed overnight. Refineries and pipelines have been handling massive amounts of hydrogen for years. There's already the infrastructure and knowledge in place to securely store, transport, and use it. At the end of the day, BMW would never compromise your safety for new technology. Safety has always been their top priority, so you can be confident that their hydrogen-powered cars are as safe as their legendary gas engines and electric vehicles. BMW is confident that hydrogen is ready for its moment in the spotlight as sustainable transportation technology. As long as the infrastructure and economies of scale are in place, fuel cell EVs can be the flexible, zero-emission option that drivers have been waiting for. They see hydrogen as complementing batteries rather than competing, with each technology serving different needs. Hydrogen for long distances and frequent refueling, batteries for shorter urban commutes. The Hydrogen Council, a global organization of industrial leaders, sees significant potential beyond vehicles. They believe hydrogen has the potential to transform production, heating, and electricity while also driving the global clean energy transition. Even the International Energy Agency praises hydrogen. According to their reports, its unique storage capability makes it the missing puzzle piece for renewable energy, the final component required to permanently replace fossil fuels. So, with the support of industry titans and global energy experts, hydrogen's future looks brighter than your high beams on a dark road. BMW's new agreement with Toyota to develop electrolysis technology demonstrates how major automakers intend to collaborate to advance hydrogen technology and envision the future of transportation. BMW CEO Oliver Zipse examines the future of transportation and says BMW's goal is not to push an agenda or trendy buzzwords. Rather, it's to give drivers the freedom to choose solutions that meet their specific needs. Zipse considers hydrogen to be an essential technology in the mobility landscape. He sees hydrogen as the missing piece of the carbon-neutral puzzle, a versatile emissions-free energy source with huge potential in industries such as transportation, a key that unlocks options for drivers who require greater range and flexibility than current battery electric vehicles can offer. Zipse envisions a future in which technology enables freedom rather than restricts it, in which no single solution dominates because no single solution fits all, and in which innovations such as hydrogen fuel cells can enter the mainstream when they improve the user experience. BMW's made a bold claim about hydrogen, not for publicity or buzz, but because they firmly believe that now is the time for it to benefit both drivers and the environment. They understand that in order to truly lead in sustainable mobility, the possibilities must be constantly evolving. As a driving technology pioneer with the might of German engineering behind it, BMW believes hydrogen is ready to move from the drawing board to your driveway. So while the i5 chassis feels familiar, it brings in a new era of sustainable driving, one in which you don't have to choose between saving the planet and enjoying the freedom of the open road. And hydrogen is finally welcomed into the e-mobility family. Now, for me personally, this is a massive and welcome development. Sustainability is about meeting today's needs without harming tomorrow. This will help to create a more sustainable future for future generations. And if you haven't heard about Toyota's latest development with their water engine technology, water engine, then watch this next video on your screen.